Hi Leo and welcome to Rose Guide Tarot. Now this reading is for the 28th of January 2019 and it's a general reading so may not suit everyone but hopefully there's a message here just for you. So enjoy. Okay, now these top three cards here I took from the bottom of the deck and I'm going to use them as an indicator of what the larger reading is about for you, Leo. Now we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Swords, and the Hanged Man in reverse. Now, there's something that you're not very happy about, and there's something that you're delaying taking action on. Now, could it be that this has something to do with your health? Because this is also about not having the energy to go and do things or not having the sexual desire. And all of those things is about missing out on certain parts of life. So if you're not feeling good or you don't have the energy, then you're going to miss out on quite a lot. So because of this, you're not happy chappy at the moment. Now, and moving on to the Queen of Swords, is this something that, you maybe have ideas about how you're going to fix it? And it could be that, you've thought about it and, you've got a plan, but it's just actioning the plan. And it could be that you even have to, if you're not feeling very well, maybe having a chat with the doctor, to see if the way you're going to tackle it is something that they agree with. Because especially if you have health issues, then you really need to chat with your GP before starting on that. Now the next card is the Hanged Man in reverse. And, it could be that you're still delaying. You're still not sure of how you're going to go about whatever this action is. And it could be that possibly it's something that you are holding yourself back from doing. Because can you see the benefits? Because you're not feeling at your best. The energy level maybe isn't as good as it should be. And you're aware of this, but you know what you have to do. For some reason, are you maybe not doing it? Are you holding yourself back from moving forward? Let's move these cards over to this side. There we go. Oops. And have a look at the larger reading. Now we have the Five of Cups, the Six of Swords in reverse, and the Death card in reverse. Now there's something that you're feeling, you're losing out on. And it could even be that you're in a place that you regret getting to. And it could be that you are feeling frustrated because you've lost a lot more than you've managed to retain. So there's a lot of things on your shoulders at the moment and you're feeling, quite low about it. You feel that you've lost so much, and you do want to get back to the life that you had been leading, but you're still in this period of mourning and dealing with those feelings. Now, it could be that you're mourning the life that you have lost. It could be as simple as that. So please don't take it that, there has been a tragic moment in your family, because it could just be that you've lost out on something or have a feeling of loss about something. And because you're having difficulty moving on from this feeling of loss, are you maybe feeling that you're never going to get away from it? That it's just going to continue on and you're just going to go on a downward spiral and things would get worse. And because of this mindset of how you're feeling, do you maybe not see that you're keeping yourself there? You're the one that's delaying making a positive progress. Or maybe you can see that and that's why you're frustrated, because you're aware that you're holding yourself back. And moving on to the death card, there is a feeling that you've lost hope a little bit. That you're in this moment where there is no forward movement. And there is within these three cards, a feeling of being stuck, of losing hope, of feeling low. So let's move on to the next three cards and see if we can get some positivity back. Now we have the Queen of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Now, we were talking about maybe getting some positivity or forward movement back into your life. And the Queen of Pentacles, the energy around this card is that you begin to use all of the resources round about you in any way possible that could be advantageous to you. And with all of these individual steps that you make, that they all seem to begin to gel together. And with each step forward, at the end of each day, there is progress made there. And you do end up recognising that you have made a lovely place. You're working towards this beautiful ending where you're realising your own potential. And the only way to get to this pleasing end is to start, to take the first step, to look at finding out everything about whatever it is you want to accomplish. So you want to delve into all of the things that you feel that you don't know, and get a better understanding of them. And once you have this understanding, then you can begin to move forward, and plan for the future. And it would be a changed future if you move forward with all of the resources that you have available to you. Now, the next card that we have is the Ace of Swords in reverse. There could be times where, you want to act instinctively, that possibly you find something out, or you learn something, or you begin to understand why you felt the way you felt, or why you were holding yourself back, that it's very easy for that understanding to knock your confidence a little bit, and for you to then make some decisions that may not be in your best I'm at a loss from the words now. It may not be the best thing for you. Now let's move down to the next set of cards, and we have the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Seven of Wands in reverse. Now the thing is that you may be learning and understanding things a little bit better. And with each thing that you learn, there is the chance that the instinctual reaction that you get from each bit of knowledge may, affect you negatively. But the thing is that once you understand it and can begin to apply it in your life, then we can begin to use the energy of the Page of Pentacles. Because this is about applying the things in your world that could benefit you practically. And about implementing things that will have a cause and effect. But the thing is that you may not have the fuller understanding, because possibly you haven't learned it yet, of the fuller extent of the effects of your actions. Because all of these feelings of loss and feeling stuck in whatever energy you have been in, that you're tired all the time, and you just maybe don't have the interest in doing anything. But if you apply all of these things that you've learned in your life, you're going to get your strength back, the strength of character in doing things, which would then have a knock-on effect of how you feel about yourself, how you feel physically, and how you feel emotionally. So this is about bringing back your self-esteem and being able to cope with anything that you're wanting to do in life. And part of that is about And moving on to the Seven of Wands in reverse, looking at the way you react to things, because there is always going to be challenges in life. And as much as you want to hold on to the negative space that you have been in, if you try to move away from that into a more positive thinking, then some of these negative thoughts are going to try to come back in. And it could be that you may feel very defensive. You may overreact a little bit to these negative thoughts. And again, think that it's something that you're never going to overcome. But the thing is that all of these things that you've learned and putting into practice and having your self-esteem begin to return and to see your own personal power stepping forward, your boldness coming back into your life. It's very easy to, react in a defensive manner when this feeling is challenged. Now, let's bring this little extra card over into the middle. And the next set of cards that we have is the Strength card, the King of Cups in reverse, and the Justice card in reverse. And then we have the Two of Swords, also in reverse. Okay. So, with these possible criticisms that may be coming from yourself, that you're realising that this is going to be a challenge to overcome. Now, the Strength card is about realising all of those emotions and feelings are within you. They're part of everyone. And, instead of trying to dampen them down and put them in a box so that the only thing you're trying to be is positive, because you don't want to go back to this negative time, you're only going to be able to accomplish that for so long before all the negative thoughts and feelings come rushing back. Now, if you don't try to hide them, if you realise that those negative things are a part of everybody's everyday thoughts, but the way that other people work with those feelings and thoughts, how they manage them, is what sets them apart, then once you have that understanding, then you can begin to control those thoughts and feelings and manage them within yourself. Use your instincts and be kind to yourself when you're having a bad moment. Try not to over criticize your own actions or your own thoughts, because everybody has doubts. Don't let those negative feelings take over. Use your strength, use your control, and be kind to yourself. Because tomorrow may be another day that all of the positiveness could come flooding back. So it could be that you're just having a bad day. Everybody has them. And with the King of Cups in reverse, when you're in the midst of those bad days, it could be that, you're so caught up in your head, and you don't want to go back to this negative place. That when you have a bad day, that is part of the fear. That is part of trying to stomp everything down into a box and lock it away. Because you fear that you're going to lose this newly found control. So it could also be that in order to gain control back, are you maybe pulling away from people a little bit? Because there's only so many things that you're able to control at the one time. And if you're battling with yourself, then it's pretty difficult to battle with someone else at the same time, because you're beating yourself up before someone else gets to you. And moving on to the Justice card in reverse, this is all about how you see yourself. It's about this imbalance of negative feelings. And listening to that negative side is a bad decision for you, because it's going to take you down a road where you don't like yourself. And all the negative feelings could possibly come rushing back. So, even though, and moving on to the Two of Swords in reverse, even though you feel that the real you could possibly be this negativity, and that you're just lying to yourself that you've found this little piece of positivity within you, but it's not going to last. And that is part of the negativity that's attacking your thinking and your purpose in getting your self-esteem back. So it could be that refusing to accept those little whispers in your ear that are telling yourself how negative and bad that you are. Turn it around. Because in looking at the Ace of Swords in reverse, that is the sort of thing that you'll instinctively react to. And it's not a real thought out reaction. This is a knee-jerk reaction. It's not something that you maybe want to react in that way. This is something that you instinctively want to defend against. So it's time to be kind to yourself and stop listening to that negativity that's sitting on your shoulder, willing to chime in at every opportunity. Now let's have a look at these three cards again, and we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Swords, and the Hanged Man in reverse. Now, you're not happy with the way things are, and you may be feeling very low, and it may be that it's physically your energy, it could be emotionally you're feeling low, and you don't see how you're ever going to get that opportunity of life back. And, talking to yourself about these thoughts and maybe seeing your GP or any other medical professional to help you with any problems or to strategize about how to get out of this feeling. That is the positivity coming through, because you actually do want to move into this positive frame of mind. It's just that you seem to be holding yourself back because all the negativity is surrounding you. So these narrow-minded thoughts and holding yourself back and doing things that you know are going to inhibit you more and keep you in this negative frame of mind, it's something to take advice about, something to talk about. And it could be that whoever this is may have a different way of looking at things that just, rings the bell, the go bell, that starts you on the road to a good life. Okay, that's quite a heavy reading. So I'm going to leave it there. And as always, this is a general reading. So even if there's just one card that is able to relay a message to you today about a question you've had in any area of your life, then, that one bit of advice or even different way of looking at things is why I'm doing this. Okay? So please take care of yourself and be kind to yourself. And I'll see you next week. Take care now, Leo. Bye.